Retro Racing Reports from Ascot Park, August 19th, 1964. Johnnie Parsons presents California Racing Association Big Car Races. Big cars, also known as sprint cars. So it goes. Hey, be sure to click that little white truck down there in the corner. Help subscribe to the channel. And there we go. The story in here is by Art Loya. And it's good fun, but it recaps the previous race. We also have the results from this race. Program is all filled out, quite nice. On this particular night as well, there was a Miss Ascot Park Beauty Contest going on. At the start-finish line, 12 girls in bikinis apparently showed up. We do not have a picture of Miss Joan Gibbs, who was the winner. The stats here, 36-24-36, it says. Now, there's another image in here promoting the event of two women holding a trophy. They are not identified. So here we are, CRA highlights by Art Loya. Gene Brown, 29-year-old Little Tiger from Phoenix, Arizona, enjoyed a triumphant return to CRA sprint car competition after an absence of over 1 year when he guided the Miller-aligned Chevy to the winner's circle Saturday night at Manzanita Speedway in Phoenix, Arizona. Showing the same form that carried him to many earlier triumphs with CRA, Brown became the only driver to ever win the Ray Clark Memorial Trophy twice as he upset a contingent of top California drivers in the 30-lap feature. For Brown, it was a two-way winning combination. Brown's and an assist from Lady Luck. Taking the lead on the fifth lap after pace setter Al Unser from Albuquerque dropped back out of competition due to mechanical troubles, Brown in turn was passed by battling Benton Burns of Tucson on the 14th lap. Well, 3 laps later, Burns fell by the wayside after blowing an engine in the Roosevelt Dairy Chevy. Again, it was Brown in the lead, holding it to the wire as two more Arizonians followed the Little Tiger across the finish line. They were Frank McDaniels and Wentz Bailey. Our California boys certainly failed to solve the winning combination on the tricky surface and had to be content at taking a back seat to the local heroes who compete there weekly, as Bob Hogle, Bob Coulter, Hal Minyard, Paul Jones, and Ned Spath followed in that order. The action abounded at the speedy half-mile dirt oval as Minyard started an evening of thrills when he bounced off the concrete crash wall in the second corner during time trials, setting off a shower of sparks. Only skilled experience saved Minyard's speedster, the Surdom Chevy, number 14, from extensive damage as the popular points leader limped back into the pit area where the slight damage was quickly repaired. Ned Spath came up with the fastest clocking for 1 lap with a 23:07 against Tucson's Hank Arnold's time of 23:47. A new track record was set by Minyard in the 3-lap trophy dash as he toured the distance in 1 minute 10 seconds, .17, to break the old mark of 1:11:02, held by the late Don Davis since October of 1960. 3 years on that record. Second was Spath, followed by Bob Hubner and Arnold. The first heat was won by our own Dale Burton, who drove Stan McElreath's car number 24. McElreath sustained a fractured arm here at Ascot last week and was unable to drive his own car. The second heat saw assistant starter Ray Miller of North Long Beach struck down by one of the competing cars. The accident occurred as the field slowed after a false start, and as they approached the starting line, 2 cars dropped out of position to avoid a pileup swinging to the inside of the track. One of those cars struck Miller down, and he's now recuperating with a broken left leg. Miller is now in satisfactory condition at the Good Samaritan Hospital in Phoenix. The heat race was won by Wayne Douglas in the Welsh Chevy. The third heat was another breathtaker as Buddy Lee ran over the wheels of another car as Jimmy Oskey spun backwards after being hit from behind at the drop of the green flag. Hogle and Paul Jones were somehow involved, but Hogle managed to squeeze through the tangle, and Jones having to come to a halt before ramming into the other cars involved. Oski's car hit the crash wall directly in front of the grandstand, damaging his car extensively, but he escaped injury in what certainly was a real hair-riser. Unser was the victor after a restart on the race. The fourth heat race was taken by Brown, and the semi-main went to up-and-coming Gary Weir, with Dave Ryder taking second after holding off Jim Steele for the final 5 laps. That's the recap from Manzanita from the previous week to this event. And we notice in this event, with all the nice notes, that the dash was won by Ned Spath. First heat was won by Phil Bradley. The second, Les Crawford. Then Johnnie Gavin, Paul Jones. The semi was won by Don Thomas. And the main event, Hal Minyard. Be sure to like, subscribe, and put your comments down below.